Now, there are a couple pictures floating around the World Wide Web or Instagram. A lot of people are looking out for Brianna Chickenfry now because, as you mentioned, being from her hometown, talking about a nice person.
Yes. Yes, we are.
Would you rather I tee you up so you can yell about a Monty? Would you like that?
Tony Amonte? No, I like Tony Amonte.
Who's the coach?
Jim Montgomery, maybe. Yeah.
Jim.
No. I mean, what do you want me to say? Yeah, she's a nice person. Yeah.
So she's a nice
10 years.
So she's from your hometown.
Mm-hmm.
And obviously Zach Bryan and her break up. Now she is in a situation where there's a lot of rumors flying around.
We let the liquor talk.
So there's
I found out about that this weekend. So I hate that song, but I'm on board with it.
All right. So what did you find out about that song?
So apparently that was the song she was singing when Zach Bryan was like, "Don't you ever sing another guy's song." And I'm like, such a dick move. And the Bruins actually did a video last week where they were all singing that song. Like,
Stop it.
Walking into the building, they were like, "Last night we let the liquor talk." Yeah.
To get her back?
No, just to support her.
Yeah. To get her back.
Like, this guy's a psycho kind of thing.
All of Boston Garden?
No, the Bruins players, like as they're walking in, like their social media person had the phone.
Really?
And, yeah.
That's amazing.
Yeah. So I didn't share because I was just like, oh, they're just singing this shitty bro country song. But
so everybody's behind Chickenfry.
You don't fuck with us, man.
All right, so you know, so she went to the
Okie from Muskogee fuck with us, man. No way.
So she went to the Tyson fight with
apparently yes
with the guy.
Two
guys. One of them. So she's going. We talked about this. Like when people break up, they go back to their safe zone, back to their friends, their friend group.
Yes.
And I told you, I said, Cam, you got to see this. Your girl Chickenfry is out carousing. What are you laughing at?
Because I thought this was funny, man. I thought this was funny.
What are you? So she was out carousing and she was at the fight, but you said no. She's not carousing. This guy is a good friend of hers.
She's basically with two of her cousins. Yeah.
Okay.
Like one of them actually is her cousin. And the other one that gets on these pictures that was all over social media is someone that they grew up together, like went to high school together and are like so close as like they're basically cousins because they were right down the street from me.
And you can verify she still keeps deep ties to these people.
Yes. So that was the point of from what she was talking about on the podcast with Dave a couple weeks ago or last week or whatever it was about Zach flipping out on these losers who were just riding her coattails and everything. And that's who she was talking about.
Yeah.
And yeah, so she keeps deep ties with them. And it's not like they're like going on tour with her or anything like that. They're not like, these celebrities who just get posses like the, what's the stupid HBO show?
Entourage.
Like it's not like that. They go to her shows and stuff when they're doing stuff in Boston and maybe New York, but like this being at the fight would have been like the most they rode the coattails of anything. You know what I mean? Like these people have lives, they have jobs, they like, you know what I mean? But she goes back home a lot.
What's your problem with Entourage?
It's just not a good show. I used to like it when I was, like my balls were dropping. I thought it was cool. And then, I read a book.
It's a great show. Read a book what?
Like I don't know. I became an adult. And I was like, okay. Same thing with Friends.
Friends is different than they're both great shows. I mean, I'll tell you this.
Entourage should be like, imagine what it would be like if you were a star fucker. Pretty cool, right? Which it would be. Don't get me wrong.
But it's a real glimpse into like, it's based on reality to a degree.
I guess.
I can't figure out if you're Turtle or E. So that's where I'm stuck right now. Yo, you're basically if Turtle and E had a baby.
Zach kind of looks like Turtle. Like if he put the hat a little crooked, like
he just turned it around.
He could be Turtle a little bit.
Bring yourself up, Zach.
As much as I would hate to be E, I can understand where you're coming from.
All right, so Cam,
he's a big hockey fan.
You say that Chickenfry is with her family, but then again, we see a picture of her, and you don't recognize this person on the TikTok.
I mean, I don't know. She could have been friends with this guy for 10 years. I don't know. It looked like just a random TikTok. Like they were just doing something, and he was kind of.
But she had a.
This is where I'm not the chicken fry expert, though. You know what I mean? Like I can identify some of her family members and close friends from Rockland, and tell you that they're not dating, but I don't know this guy.
All right, let me ask you this question.
Okay, yeah.
Over the course of the past few weeks since we've talked, has anything bubbled up on the chicken fry front that is worth reporting?
No, that's what I mean. Like,
so you're not a chicken fry expert.
I told you that.
But you on your show about.
I said I know him. I know where she's actually fucking from, and this guy just. Oh, I think she's in like Abington or something. Like, no, she's in Rockland. Like, I went to high school with her.
Did you want to
reach?
What
her last name is.
Do you ever reach out to Kirk Minahan?
No.
Okay. Did you want to reach out to him? Be like.
No, because then, first off, if they had any kind of reaction, it would be like any kind of positive reaction. It would be like this, where now I'm the chicken fry expert. I don't give you the answers you want. You're like, you don't know shit about her. Shit.
All right, well, let's go to something that's your sweet spot.
We're moving away from one. I think
you talk. No, this is good. This is frustrating for me, but as a Celtics guy, lifelong, how does it make you feel that the Sixers are in free fall? 2-12, worst team in the NBA. Tell me what you just saw. This is news to me. This is just developing now.
Yeah. So Shams reported this. That there's a team meeting.
I did know this.
It's that time of the year. They're 2-11. They're tied for the worst record in the NBA, and apparently, Tyrese Maxey called a team meeting where he was calling out Joel Embiid for being late to practice and everything, and how it negatively affects the team, the other players, the coaches, and everything like that. Honestly, like as fun as that is, I'd rather the Sixers be competitive. Like this is their big rival, right? Is the Celtics, Celtics and the Knicks, right? And the Celtics and the Knicks are in this mix. You know, it kind of stinks that Philly's just going to fucking go into free fall. Just going to completely tank it already.
Oh, I think they'll turn it around.
But it's like I want them to be competitive because again, the Celtics always beat them. So I don't like it. Doesn't matter to me if they're good or if they're garbage because they're always going to beat them. But if they're garbage, we're not going to beat them in the playoffs.
This is where
I love seeing the Sixers fans in particular lose their fucking minds.
Well, no, let me tell you, this is where I start to get pissed because I love Joel Embiid, like as a guy. I'm sure like he's probably the best guy around. But at the end of the day, he's a shit employee. He is. He's
not a leader.
He's not a leader. And people try to compare him to Shaq. I think that's a joke. Shaq won titles. Shaq really changed the game.
And there's questions about Shaq's leadership for sure.
Yeah.
But Shaq showed up to play.
Yes.
Every night.
Every night he showed up to play. And
almost always was he effective.
And I don't know. This honestly sounds Maxey. It sounds like Kobe and Shaq, really, in a weird way, because that's how it was. I don't know that Shaq was late for shit. I know he showed up out of shape every year. And that's what Joel Embiid does all the time. And this report by Shams is clarification. I'm sure a lot of people close to the Sixers already knew this. I did not. But this is clarification that this is a bad look for the Sixers to try to take a guy like Joel Embiid and make him something he is not, or allow him to push you to make him something he is not, which is the cornerstone of a franchise. He's not that guy. It sucks because he's amazing. And like that's when, last thing, on Inside the NBA years ago, when Chuck and Shaq are like, hey, man, you're the guy. Like, you need to kind of take it over. If you're going to be the next one, you got to be a dog. Like, now I know this is the stuff they're talking about, right?
So they can probably see it.
Yeah, and they hear it, too.
They did the same thing with Iverson?
Well, Iverson was different now. Same as to what you said. Now, Iverson didn't show up for shit at all. But that guy he played all 82 unless you literally kept him off the floor, like blocking it with your body. I mean, he was going to go out there and play. Embiid is the exact opposite, which is why. And to me, I'm going to go get off my lawn here. That's why this iteration of the Sixers blows, because they're soft. Their fans are soft, in my opinion. Like the majority of the people that pack that arena every night, they're not like.
That's what happens, man. Like when it's this is the perfect example of like when Embiid is the guy. Like it'll soften up the whole fan base. Because the way we treat stars in the NBA now, this is me sounding like get off my lawn too. Like this generation. No, but seriously, like how much we prop up one guy in an NBA team, and like those guys can't get questioned. This finally has happened with Maxey, but no one's been like questioning Joel Embiid.
Yeah.
And you've had some veterans on this team, like Kyle Lowry and things like that. But
Jimmy Butler was jettisoned because he couldn't get along with, or it didn't make sense with Ben Simmons. And he probably challenged Embiid.
And so then all the fans are also in this boat of like, all right, well, it's Embiid. It's Embiid. We'll do everything to get to, cater this to Joel because he's a top 5 player in the league. And then they get soft, which has to feel wild to say that the Sixers fans have gone soft.
Yeah, and back to the Iverson point, when he was a Sixer, he embodied their fan base. Like that's why Philadelphia loved Allen Iverson, because he personified although he was extremely gifted, right? I mean, he was throwing his body everywhere every night. Yeah. And people kind of dug that. You know this, you're old school. Like people knew that Iverson was out till all hours of the night, and he came in and it didn't matter. It didn't matter. Like that's amazing.
It's a skill in and of itself.
It is. All right, Cam Stewart, you can catch him this afternoon with Matthew Mosley. Does anybody ever call him Matthew Mosley?
I don't think so.
With Matt Mosley. Mosley's going to have a lot to talk about, dude.
Yep. Cowboys.
Mosley's Doomsday podcast was unbelievable. Cam, I can't thank you enough. Your show is back here tomorrow at 11 a.m. Peace and chicken grease.